2 police officers walked into the nursing station and said, "Andre Mitchell, you're under arrest for patient abuse." I'd been a registered nurse for 9 years, never had a single complaint, never had one incident report with my name attached. "There's been a mistake," I said. "Mrs. Eleanor Vance, room 412. She has bruises on both arms consistent with being grabbed. She identified you specifically by name. I've never hurt a patient in my life. They didn't care. They cuffed me right there at the station, in front of my coworkers, in front of patients watching from doorways, in front of family members, visiting loved ones. My wife, Keisha, posted bail that night, $25,000, the money we'd been saving for our daughter's college fund. The hospital suspended me immediately. No pay, no benefits. A letter saying I was banned from the premises until further notice. My lawyer got copies of the incident report. Mrs. Eleanor Vance, 78 years old, told investigators that a male nurse named Andre grabbed her arms during a night shift, said I was rough, impatient, that I threatened to leave her in soiled sheets if she complained. But I hadn't worked a night shift in 3 months. I'd transferred to days back in January. "She identified you by name?" my lawyer asked. "She knew my name, described my badge. Then someone gave her your name. I thought about who wanted me gone, who had access to Mrs. Vance, who worked nights. Then I remembered. 6 weeks ago, I'd filed a complaint against my supervisor, Darnell Hayes. Caught him falsifying medication logs, marking controlled substance doses as given when patients never received them. HR opened an investigation. Darnell knew I was the whistleblower. He'd glared at me across the break room for weeks. My lawyer subpoenaed the hospital's staffing records. Darnell Hayes had been assigned to Mrs. Vance's floor every night for a month. Primary nighttime caregiver. Unlimited access to her room between 11 p.m. and 7 a.m. We also pulled Mrs. Vance's cognitive assessments. Early-stage dementia. Documented confusion about names and faces. Care notes described her as highly suggestible and easily disoriented. My lawyer interviewed Mrs. Vance with a geriatric specialist present. "Mrs. Vance, can you describe the nurse who hurt you?" She thought carefully. "Tall, dark skin, nice smile usually. Did he tell you his name?" "No." She paused. "Another nurse told me his name later, said I should remember it for the police." "Which nurse told you?" "The one who works nights, Darnell. He sat with me and helped me remember." My lawyer recorded everything, brought it to the prosecutor that afternoon. They questioned Darnell. He denied everything for an hour. Then they played Mrs. Vance's statement, the part where she described him sitting at her bedside, coaching her, feeding her a name to give police. His story collapsed. He'd grabbed Mrs. Vance himself during a night shift, when she wouldn't stop pressing her call button. When she threatened to report him, he convinced her confused mind that someone else did it, someone whose name he whispered while she was half asleep. Me, the nurse who'd reported him for stealing medication. Darnell Hayes was arrested that evening. Patient abuse, witness tampering, evidence falsification, filing a false report. His nursing license was suspended within 24 hours. The hospital dropped all charges against me. Full reinstatement with 3 months back pay. Written apology signed by the CEO. Legal fees covered in full. Darnell's wife left him 2 weeks later. Took their kids to her mother's house. His own mother refused to post bail. The prosecutor says he's looking at 3 to 5 years. Plus his name goes in the National Healthcare Abuse Registry. He'll never work in medicine again. I went back to work on a Monday. Mrs. Vance was still in room 412. She didn't remember any of it. Not the bruises. Not the accusations. Not Darnell whispering my name while she slept. I brought her flowers anyway. Sat with her during my lunch break. She asked if I was new to the floor. Darnell spent 6 weeks planning how to frame me using a confused elderly woman. He forgot that confused people sometimes remember exactly who taught them to lie.